Hey, Shalom, I'm sure I want to start with source by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem, El Shaddai, Hashem, Kudash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to you brothers doing the work in truth, what sincerity. This is going to be a real quick one. It's a Safari test USB security key support to help fix our password problems. Right, and you know, if you're on the loop, you already know what this is about, where this leads. You know, because Esau's a devil, right? He likes telling you things are for your own good. Oh, this is going to help you, but little do you know, or rather little does the average man know, that these things are, you know, to your detriment. Right, let me grab this real quick. This is Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure." Right, so the wisdom and knowledge of what? Of these scriptures, right, shall be the stability of thy times, and the times we're coming into, right, as you read in Daniel the 12th chapter, you know, these are times like never before. And you're going to have a good and solid understanding of these scriptures for the time that's to come, right? Because what Esau's going to try and push is that mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, right? Which this is all gearing the people towards. So you read it, it says, helping us fix the flaws of passwords. Right, Apple has begun testing support for hardware security keys in its Safari web browser, says the company on Wednesday released Safari Tech Preview version 71 with support for web authentication technology, which lets websites authenticate your identity when you insert a hardware security key into your computer's USB port. Those security keys are typically paired with another authentication factor, most often a password, but they can work with biometric factors like fingerprints and with time-based codes from mobile apps like Authy, right? And if I'm not mistaken, the new MacBook Pro, the latest one with the stupid touch bar, you know, it's like a touch screen. Just make the fucking screen touch screen. You know, instead of a bar that's touch screen, it's stupid. But that has a fingerprint sensor on it, and you know that can easily be linked up if it's not already to, you know, Safari. So this is all just gearing people into this whole biometric, you know, this whole biometric link up world, right? That people, you know, that you've got, right? That he wants to set up. This is Revelations 13:16. It says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, right? So in that, what's that mark? That mark is in the Greek is charagma, right? Meaning, you know, an incision, right? And this is going to be inserted into you, and that's the RFID microchip, and you ain't going to be able to buy, and you ain't going to be able to sell, right? You know, whether if it's used for identification. Just look at your passport. You can't get a job, for instance, without a proof of person, proof of, you know, of residency, etc. Right, now you might get cash in hand, or this will solve the problem as well, right? Meaning there ain't going to be no cash, right? So it's going to be ID, it's going to be money, right? So you ain't going to be able to work without this chip, which is what it means by what it says in the 17th verse. Says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? Which is why we know the, you know, the mark of the beast isn't Christianity. That's why how we know that it isn't white women, right? You know, because Scripture says, what do you call it? It speaks about, you know, not taking the mark, right? Well, King Solomon had, and who is Yahweh Shah, if you can receive it, he had women of the Edomites, right? In fact, let's just jump to that real quick. Just, yeah, and you know, this is why you got to be grateful, man, because you can laugh about it, you know, guys. How can man believe that? But that's where we just got to be grateful that, what do you call it? That we what do you call it? We got to be grateful that we got this truth, right? Because we could have been those people, right? Where am I looking? says, for Solomon went right, yes, this is 1 Kings 11:3 says he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart, for it came to pass, Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his power, as was the heart of David his father. Right, it says, for Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, after Milcom, the abomination of Ammonites, and Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and went not fully after Yahweh as did his father. So then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And she doesn't say the daughters of Edom here, which where am I? I'm trying to remember. I mean, it doesn't say what you call it, daughters of Edom here. But you know, he had 300 concubines. You know, oh wait, no, it's right at the top. Salat. It says, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. Right? You know, but what? Then you have Revelation 14:9. Right, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, or in his hand, right, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. Right, I mean, how you can receive white women in your forehead or in your hand, I do not know. Right, you know, but rather should say so-called white women, i.e. Edomite women. Right, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. So was King Solomon who's Yahweh Shai, is he gonna drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High? Right. It says, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right, so you know who's the Lamb? Yahweh Shai. Right. So, I mean, you know, that's madness, right? Then you get some people that say it's sin. We know it ain't sin, right? Because all have sinned and come short of the glory, which means no one will be saved, right? So we know what the mark of the beast is. And if I've got anything else, yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, this is just another direction, another step towards the mark of the beast. So like I said, just a quick one. Yeah, Lord's will, you edify. Until the next time, we say shalom.